it seems to me that there's a lot in here in what this executive order is trying to do that puts some emphasis on what the FTC might look more closely into. Do you have a problem with these kind of focus points, or is it more the expansion of the FTC's power that some of the commissioners want?
Well, John, thanks for having me. I think in terms of the focus points on tech, on healthcare, areas like that, those are longstanding areas of interest for the agency. But what I think is big and new about the executive order is it contemplates a really broad regulatory imposition by the agency. I don't think we have authority to do it, and I don't think that's a good idea.
What part of this is a regulatory imposition? Do you mean things like giving extra scrutiny to acquisitions, even of smaller companies, because of the potential market impacts way down the line?
No, that's something we should be doing, and that's something we have been doing. In fact, we've challenged a number of deals in the razor industry, in gene sequencing along those lines in the last few years. But what the order is doing is talking about adding new rules, a lot of regulations in the name of competition that may not have the effect of stoking competition at all. I think we need to be focused on rooting out the bad mergers, finding that bad conduct and stopping it. But doing too much regulation is throwing the baby out with the bathwater.
Right. At the same time, Commissioner, there are some downsides with litigation over changing some of the regulations, and that is that it can take a very long time, years in some cases, and the technology sector moves very quickly. The whole landscape can change in that time.
Absolutely. But rulemaking also takes time. And one of the things you get when you get regulation is it doesn't change with the technology in the same way. One of the benefits of litigation is it allows us really to ask questions in specific cases. Is this good or is it bad? And get an answer from the courts. We've done it to great effect in a lot of sectors, including those discussed in the order. But moving from that litigation model to a throw the baby out with the bathwater regulatory model is neither supported in the law. That is, we don't have the power to do it, nor is it a good idea.
But Commissioner, aren't you talking about kind of like a whack-a-mole situation where you could be caught up instead of making it clearer, a clearer landscape for these giants and their incumbents to compete on?
Well, look, I think we want clarity in law, and that's why I was a little disappointed last week when the FTC pulled down its guidelines for what we thought our authority was. I was a little disappointed to see in the executive order the notion that we should pull down the merger guidelines. Clarity is good in the law. We want that. But one of the ways that we can get it is decisions from courts.
Well, Commissioner, tell me what specifically in here you have a problem with, because I look at the emphasis on rules on surveillance and data accumulation, for example, paying attention to the fact that when one company is able to hoover up a lot of data on individuals, that there are consequences there. Is that something you have a problem with?
Well, look, I think Congress should continue in what it's been trying to do for a while, and that is pass privacy legislation. I think clear rules of the road are good. What I'm talking about are antitrust regulations. To be clear, there's a lot to commend in the executive order. Right. I like the focus on labor mobility.
Right.
But going too much in a regulatory direction, I think, is the wrong one.
But what about the third-party marketplaces then? Barring unfair methods of competition, what the order would say is that if you're Amazon or if you're Apple, you can't look deeply into what the third parties on your marketplace are doing and use that data to compete against them. Do you have a problem with that one?
Well, here I think you want to cut with a scalpel, because one thing we know from retail, whether it's online or in stores, is that retailers will sell products that they make, private label, what have you, along with the products of their competitors. When I go into Costco, I see Kirkland brand and I see other brands. That's not necessarily a bad thing. And what I think you want to do is try to figure out what's good for consumers versus what's bad.
Commissioner, let's take a look at sort of what's happened in Europe, because they have been ahead of the U.S. in many ways when it comes to tech regulation. They have pursued litigation, but in most cases, it's resulted in fines, which even in the billions of dollars have essentially been speeding tickets for these companies. It hasn't sort of changed the landscape or affected their business in a substantial way. So how do you avoid that in the U.S. when you think about regulation?
Well, the place I'd start is that while they may be ahead in regulation, we're ahead in innovation. And ultimately, that should be the goal. A robust economy providing goods and services to people is what we want, not just protecting our companies or, in the case of Europe, their companies. What that tells me, what the European failures tell me, is that maybe they're not targeting the right issues, and maybe they're confusing things in terms of what is generated by anti-competitive conduct as opposed to real consumer demand.
Right. And I just want to clarify something that you said about labor. Were you talking about removal of non-competes and the idea that that would make labor more mobile? It would make talent more able to work where it's best compensated and most needed? You're in favor of that?
So the executive order talks about no poach agreements, it talks about non-compete agreements, and it talks about undue occupational licensing restrictions. I was in the House of Representatives in 2019 testifying about all of these issues and talking about how they were keeping people from moving place to place. We don't have plenary authority here. The FTC can't do everything, but I do think there are things that we can do that can help to remove restrictions and allow labor to move around. I think that's good for capital and labor both at the same time and good for the economy.